It's late, and your mother's phone lights up on the nightstand. Your name is on the screen. She answers, and it's you, crying, barely able to get the words out. You've been in an accident. There's a man there, a lawyer, the police. It's a blur, and you need money right now, tonight. And please, please don't tell Dad. You can't handle him being disappointed on top of all this. Except it isn't you. You're asleep in your own bed, 3 states away, phone on silent, with no idea any of this is happening. The voice on that call is a copy of yours, built by a stranger, and it is good enough to fool the one person on earth who has known your voice since before you could talk. Here's the part one need you to sit with. A scammer can now clone a convincing version of your voice from about 3 seconds of audio, a birthday video you posted, a voicemail greeting, a podcast you were a guest on. 3 seconds, and they can make you say anything. I'm not telling you this to frighten you into never posting again. I'm telling you because there is a single, almost silly-sounding move that shuts this whole thing down cold, and by the end of this you and your parents are going to have it in place. But first you have to understand why this works on smart, careful people. This scam only succeeds because it puts 2 people in 2 different rooms at the same moment, so I want you to stand in both. In the first room is your mother. Her phone rings, her child is sobbing, and every system in her body does what 40 years of loving you built it to do. She doesn't analyze, she doesn't fact-check the sound wave. She moves, because that's what a good parent is for. The scam isn't exploiting a weakness in her. It's exploiting the strongest, best thing about her, her love for you, and turning it into the lever that empties her account. In the second room is you. You're not on the phone. You didn't post anything reckless. You just lived a normal life online, and somewhere in it you left a few seconds of your own voice. You won't find out any of this happened until later, maybe when your mother calls the real you in tears to see if you got home safe, and the 2 of you slowly realize what actually took place. By then the money is gone, not frozen, not disputed. Gone, out through a wire or a stack of gift cards or an envelope of cash handed to a driver who pulled up to her door. That's the cruelty of the design. The person best equipped to catch the lie, you, isn't in the conversation. And the person in the conversation, your mother, has been placed in the one emotional state where nobody stops to check. The scam doesn't beat your family's intelligence. It gets underneath it. So let me walk you through exactly how one of these calls is built, because every piece of it is engineered for a reason, and knowing the pieces is most of the defense. It starts with the voice. Your parents' generation grew up certain that a voice was proof, that if it sounds like your daughter, it is your daughter. That rule just died. A few seconds of audio is now enough to train a synthetic copy that carries your tone, your pace, the little catch in your throat when you're upset. People who've heard a voice every day for decades have handed over money to a fake. So the first thing to unlearn, and to teach your parents, is that a familiar voice is no longer evidence of anything. The second piece is the number on the screen. The call will often show your real name, even your real phone number, because caller ID can be faked as easily as the voice. So the screen agreeing with the voice is not a second confirmation. It's the same trick, wearing 2 coats. The third piece is the script, and it's always the same shape. A sudden crisis, an accident, an arrest, a hospital, sometimes a claim of kidnapping. Then 2 pressures layered on top. Urgency, there's no time, they need it now. And secrecy, don't tell Dad, don't tell anyone, I'm so ashamed. Those 2 demands are not incidental. Urgency stops your mother from pausing long enough to think, and secrecy stops her from doing the one thing that would end it, calling someone else to check. When a caller works this hard to keep you from hanging up and verifying, that effort is the confession. And the last piece is the money, and it's always a kind you can't get back. A wire transfer, gift card numbers read aloud over the phone, cryptocurrency. Or, and this is happening now, a courier or a rideshare driver sent to the house to physically collect cash. Federal prosecutors last year described drivers dispatched to pick up envelopes from victims who never knew what they were part of. Reversible payments don't serve the scam. Irreversible ones do. That's the whole reason those are the only methods they'll accept. And this is not a rare thing happening to a careless few. The FBI's latest fraud report counted more than 200,000 complaints from Americans over 60 in a single year, with losses of $7.5 billion, up nearly 60%. Thousands of those specifically named AI. The distress scam category alone ran into the millions. This is an industry, and your family is on its list. One evening last spring, a woman named Diane answered her phone while she was rinsing dishes. It was her daughter's voice, and it was frightening. A car accident, a broken hand, a police officer who needed a bail payment before her daughter could be released, and a tearful plea not to tell her father until it was sorted out. Diane did everything the call was designed to make her do, and none of it was foolish. She stayed on the line so her daughter wouldn't be alone. She followed the calm officer's instructions. And because a wire felt too slow and her daughter was so scared, she agreed to hand cash to a driver who, the caller promised, was already on his way. 11 minutes after she picked up the phone, Diane was standing in her driveway, handing an envelope to a stranger in a sedan, believing with her whole heart that she was helping her child. Her daughter, of course, was at home the entire time, hand unbroken, with no idea her mother was being robbed using a copy of her voice. When they pieced it together that night, the thing that wrecked Diane wasn't the amount, though it was a lot. It was that she'd been punished for answering the phone like a mother. She kept saying, but it was her voice, it was really her voice. And it was. That's exactly the problem. The one signal she'd trusted her whole life had finally been forged. Diane didn't miss anything a careful person would have caught. She heard her child in pain, and she ran toward it. That instinct isn't a flaw to be embarrassed about. It's the best thing about her, and it's precisely what these people have learned to aim at. So let's give that instinct a set of rails, so it can't be turned against her again. This is the shield. Here's what's almost funny about a threat this high-tech. The defense is low-tech, free, and it works tonight. 3 moves. Move 1. Set a family code word. Pick one private question or word that the real you would always know and a stranger never could. The name of your first dog, the street your grandmother lived on, a nonsense word you all agree on. From now on, the rule in your family is simple. If someone calls in a panic asking for money, you ask for the code word. A cloned voice can copy how you sound. It cannot know that your childhood dog was named Biscuit. This one habit defeats the entire scam because it attacks the exact thing the technology can't fake. Move 2. Hang up and call back on a number you already have. Not the number that called, the number that's saved in the phone, the real one. If the emergency is real, you'll reach them or their voicemail and lose 2 minutes. If it's a scam, you've just stepped completely outside their control. And burn this into your parents. The caller who says there's no time to hang up and call back is telling you, out loud, that it's a scam. A real emergency survives a 2-minute callback. A scam does not. Move 3. Agree on the money rule before the call ever comes. Sit your parents down and make it a family law. We never send a wire, buy gift cards, move crypto, or hand cash to a driver because of an urgent phone call. Not ever. If any request on a panicked call involves one of those 4, the answer is automatically no, and we verify. That single sentence, decided in advance, takes the decision out of the terrifying moment and makes it ahead of time, calmly, together. Do those 3, and your parents' love for you stops being the lever the scam pulls. It becomes the reason they slow down for 2 minutes and check. Now the honest edges, because I want this to actually hold up when the phone really rings. A code word only protects you if it's set up before the call, kept simple enough to remember under stress, and, please, not written on a sticky note by the phone where anyone could read it. And expect the scammer to try to talk around it. When your mother asks for the word, the fake voice may sob that it's too upset to think, or too hurt to remember. That dodge is not a reason to soften. It is the answer. The real you, even crying, can produce the dog's name. A refusal to answer the question is the scam failing the test. A few more. Don't trust the number on the screen even when it's exactly right, because it can be spoofed to match. And don't think of this as only the grandchild in jail story. It comes as a spouse, a sibling, a grandchild, even a fake call from your bank's fraud department using the same playbook. The shape is what to recognize: urgency, secrecy, and a payment you can't reverse. If it ever does happen to your family, report it to the FBI's IC3 and to the FTC, because those reports are how these operations eventually get traced. This isn't a case for an attorney. It's a 5-minute family conversation you have on purpose before you need it. So come back to that phone ringing on the nightstand, your name glowing on the screen. You cannot stop a stranger from copying your voice, and you can't unpost every second of audio you've ever shared. But you can make your voice not enough. You can make sure that in your family, sounding like you was never the thing that unlocked the money, knowing the word was. You can shut this whole scam down tonight with one word. Pick your family code word before you go to bed, something a stranger could never guess, and text it to the small handful of people who would ever be on that call: your parents, your siblings, your kids. Say it plainly: if I ever call in a panic asking for money, ask me this first. That's the entire defense. It costs nothing, it takes 5 minutes, and it turns the most sophisticated version of this scam into a wrong answer on a phone call. Your parents have spent your whole life picking up the phone the second you needed them. If this helped you protect that instinct, instead of letting someone weaponize it, hit subscribe. I put out a new one of these twice a week, and I'd rather your family have the code word a year early than wish you'd had it the night the phone rang. And if you know a parent or grandparent who would answer that call with their whole heart, hit like, so it reaches them before the scammer does. Your voice can be copied, the thing that proves it's really you can't be, as long as you agree on it tonight. Set the word. I'll see you in the next one.